Hey kid, how's that Halloween party of yours? Yeah? Good old proper and traditional apple bobbing, games, dancing, and then the wild drinking? Sounds pretty good to me. Alcohol doesn't affect you anymore? To be fair, you don't strike me as the greatest drinker in the world from before. Oh, so you do have a wild side. Sneaking out to drink alcopops before you went to your grubby little social club for a crappy gig performed by enthusiastic sixth formers back when you were in secondary school? Well, well, well. Hey kid, I'm not judging. I'm pretty sure it's a rite of passage for all British teenagers. And alcopops? That's like children's booze anyway. There's hardly anything in them. Oh, so your friends like to pretend like they got real hammered? So, I'm guessing you were the one that steered them home. You're too nice for your own good. I keep telling you that. Wait, so now everyone thinks you're absolutely hardcore because drinks don't touch you? You know what? Not a bad reputation to have. Aha. And you like the fact that it means you can constantly be on alert for your friends without seeming odd. See? Don't you use that protective streak for good? You did want to punch some people, though? Standard night out, unfortunately. It's incredible how even reasonable people turn into complete bellends once they've had a few. Was there a body count? I'm kidding, I'm kidding! I know you haven't done anything dangerous. But did anyone tempt you? Oh. Some bastard grabbed your friend's shirt and lifted it up while you were dancing? Fuck. Is there anything left of him? You swung around with a sucker punch aimed directly at his solar plexus. Stopped a centimeter before you hit him. Yeah, I bet he fucked off. Your friend said your eyes went dangerous. No, vampires don't have red eyes. That's not a thing. Oh, you mean you just look like you want to kill somebody? Nice. Look, kid, no one's gonna cross you now. You've got that whole sleeping bear mentality, yeah? I said what I said. Sleeping bear, yeah, nice and cuddly, looks safe, but will absolutely rip both your arms off and beat you to death with wet sounds if crossed. I am very proud of you. Yes, proud. I get the impression you've never really been a violent person. But you're also not looking to exploit this new power of yours. Hence, I'm proud of you. You protected your friends without getting a body count. Well done. Last thing you need is to be arrested. Oh, wait, I forgot to ask. How did that awkward setup thing go with your mates and the other person? I assume you didn't end them. A shy first-year environmental scientist? Oh, that's right up your street. I can see why your friends try to match you up. Please tell me they weren't a dickhead. Good, good. I'd hate to have to add them to the break their legs list. I don't believe it quite concerns you or your business who I have on that list. Anyways, were they okay? Alright. Nice, funny, and massively relieved you weren't actually interested in dating anyone. Brilliant! Sounds like it worked out well for the pair of you then. No, yeah. Swapping contacts because you hit it off is quite fun, kid. You've already stated expectations, and hell, if you make a new friend, then it's all good. I'm sure you can talk environmental issues until the cows come home. And if they are a dick, you can rip their head off. I'm joking. Sorry. I know it's poor taste. You were just looking so earnest that I couldn't resist. Yeah, I had a useful evening myself. Found a few key bits of information. Yeah. Put on the kettle. I'll explain it. Ooh, and you brought biscuits after the night you've had? Kid, you are a hero! Right, so I got an email from Godwin, who got the information from Gerard. Yes, the spirit guy and the wolf guy. So, last night was Samhain. Night when the veil is the thinnest. So, Godwin recommended I get in touch with the spirit of the Force, nearish to him. Yes, I'm being completely serious. There's an entity called the Witch of the Woods. They're not a witch, it's just what people call a spirit? Best guess. They're a grove spirit. Oh, back in the days of early man, people would worship any kind of natural feature. Grove spirits tend to be fairly common because sometimes you had naturally occurring clearings in the forests. Ancient people sometimes saw this as a sign of presence of a god, so they worshipped the trees. The thing is, power of belief, real ancient. So this is as old as blood magic. You believe something is hard enough, anything can happen. Sounds like Disney shit, but when the magic of the earth was that strong, you could pretty much manifest a deity. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. Or at least that's what Gerard thinks happened, and Godwin agrees. He said the record of this entity went back as early as, I think, the Neolithic. Yes, the New Stone Age. Yes, 40,000 years ago. Glad you taught something at school. Godwin thinks they're more ancient than that. Probably Mesolithic, so maybe like 12,000 years old. But honestly, once you get past Neolithic, who's counting anymore? Point is, they've seen a lot. They know a lot. And they are of the Earth. If anyone knows of ancient magic and what's happening at weird shit o'clock, it's probably going to be them. I focused on them because of something the vampire said. Cleansing the Earth. And a whole bunch of power stations have been targeted, fossil fuel power stations, so I figured it might have something to do with the natural order of things. It's worth going to investigate, I think. I don't know. Fuck it, kid. I'm stabbed in the dark with a wet paper hanky. I got no idea. This so far out of my remit. Normally, I just stake the pointy fuckers. Excluding the present company. But something isn't right, and if I've learned anything, it's call for help when you need it. I cannot figure this shit out on my own. The rest of the guys, even the wider network, no one's ever heard of this brand design. No one has heard of this master like this. Just because we haven't heard about it doesn't mean it isn't a very real threat. No, I'm not one to sit on any kind of danger. If we know there's a problem, we need to deal with it. Cheers, kid. Appreciate the offer of help. All right. I'm getting to what happened. Hold your horses. So, a while ago, Gerard sent us all scrying sets. Maybe decade and a half ago. Basically, if we ever need to make contact with entities, spirits, we would be covered. Never thought it would come up, mainly because vampires are pretty visceral. Yeah, fight the person, stab them with wood, problem solved. Yes, I'm exceedingly practical. I'm a carpenter. What do you expect? So, I got into scrying, yeah. No, I'm not talking about a fucking Ouija board. Those things are both stupid and dangerous. Who allows idiot kids to open doors without knowing how to properly shut them again? You have to have a vision of where they are or what they look like. Godwin was really helpful. Sent me a picture of a tree where he thinks they live. So I got set up, did the ritual, and after a while, made contact. Yeah, they were actually pretty reasonable. Sometimes the Fae like to fuck with you quite a bit, and honestly, Earth spirits don't owe anyone shit. Especially not humans, given how much we've trashed the planet. But they were decent, patient, and gave me some advice. It might have helped that they've got this young werewolf crashing around in the background. Honestly, kinda reminded me of you. Alright, fine. You don't crash around my house, but you do tend to crash the joint with baked goods, which is why you're always invited. And your sparkling company, of course. Now, apparently, they rescued the wolf from a bear trap. Yeah, poachers have been after them. Werewolf hide, flesh, and teeth are pretty prized on the black market. Fuck, I forgot you're not used to this shit. Sorry, kid. No, don't apologize for being upset. It's a good thing. Means you're still a good person who doesn't like people getting exploited. One of many reasons why I like you. So, they led them away from the den, but they got. Apparently, the witch is training them up to be an apprentice, mainly to give them something to do whilst they heal. Yeah, real puppy wants to go out scratching the door, kind of stir crazy. They seem pretty genuine though. Honestly, wanting to help and trying to help make very different potions and concoctions and God knows what. Yeah, apparently they were terrified when the witch brought them in, but they're starting to calm down. See why they reminded me of you? Yeah. Apparently they live in the den not too far off, but it's on the other side of the veil. It's been too dangerous for the witch to cross back over, and clearly the ravens they sent over haven't arrived to relay a message to the parents, which is concerning in and of itself. The parents are real worried, so I've already let Godwin know to pass on to the parents and the rest of the pack. The kid's fine. Just banged up and needed quite serious medical attention. Honestly, they're in the best possible place. That spirit knows what they're doing when it comes to healing. It'll take them months with the pack. They'll probably be able to go back in a few weeks with the witch. About your age, I think. They seemed it when I heard them happily pottering around in the background. Apparently the witch made them a crutch to hobble around for short distances with the express promise they rest regularly. They got a lot of healing to do, but apparently the pup was going completely nuts with cabin fever. Can't blame them really if they're used to running around all the time. Look, main upshot of it is, this seems to be like it's a bigger problem. The witch thinks it's something old, really old. We're gonna have to go and see them in person. Yep, I mean, cross the veil. I want to confirm what I think, bring some research with me, and plan it out from there. With their input, because honestly, I have no idea what we're gonna have to do. It could be anything. Gerard's currently stumped, but as I've said before, Most of what we know about the Fae and how magic of the Earth works is purely guesswork. The witch is gonna be our best bet, by far. And since they're willing to talk to us, we have to go and investigate. No, we don't go and just rock up, you're quite right. There are rules, and we have to follow them. There's gifts we have to bring. You know, actually, not a bad plan. If you can bake some of your honey cakes, we'll bring some other offerings that might work. We'll collect a few bits and pieces as well as research of the mystery threats. Foodstuffs and trinkets of value are usually a good move. I'm going to need to coach you on how to respond to them because, whilst they seem decent, that's not an excuse to let manners slip. No, I don't think you'd deliberately do anything wrong. You're a decent kid, but words mean things, and we need to be very careful. This is potentially our best ally, and it will not be best to piss them off. I'll research the threat, you figure out some recipes, and I'll have a look and see what'll be acceptable and what we can do. I think I found a few different pieces here. Huh? You think you can make any of this? Yeah, mixed grain bread, white bread, fresh butter, honey cakes, fresh milk. You know what? Jam might not be a bad idea. If you can make some, it has to be homemade, not from like Tesco or Walmart. I mean, you could bribe your flatmates with cookies to leave you at the kitchen for a few hours. That could be a good idea. You could also make it here if you want. Oh, the jam pan being taken somewhere else might be a little suspicious, yeah. Fair enough. Wait. How the hell do you even have a jam pan? Oh, it's your trusty bucket saucepan? You do everything with it? You know what? I've decided not to even question anymore. You and your kitchen sorcery is something else. Bet you read Zoralla's Ogre when you were a kid. No? You should look it up if you have some time. I think she's a kindred spirit of yours. Kid cooks food amazingly enough that the ogre who captured her actually ends up being so charmed by her cooking skills that she ends up looking after her and her family for life. She lives very comfortably, becomes top chef, has a great time. You're the sort of person whose food could charm an ogre easily. I have absolutely no doubt. I'm pretty sure you can tame a cave troll if you tried enough with your pies. Okay, you looked at some recipes. See if you can make like a really, really good version. Look, I'll spot you some cash for this. You need to get the good honey. None of that 75p from Sainsbury's, wank. Proper, local honey. And that costs a bit. Get wildflower if you can. Local wildflower. There's a farmer's market coming up midweek. Probably know that. Perfect timing. Get some ingredients and we'll go from there. Like, I know you can cook, and cook amazingly. You bake like no one I've ever met, but this has got to be perfect. Sure, I'll help you test them out. No way you've made butter before. You know what? Why am I so surprised? Okay. You got bored. There was YouTube, double cream, and a hand mixer just laying at home. Have I ever told you you're possibly one of the most wholesome people I've ever met? Because That is not what I would have been doing when I was left at home alone when I was 15. Never change, kid. How long do you think it's gonna take for you to get these right? Alright, a week of working around lectures and then easier hallmates. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I suppose they still need to cook at some point. Okay, a week. That's doable. Time works differently for the Fae. Anyway, so a week won't be seen as too pushy or too needy, which is good. Hey, don't you have any essays to be working on? I'm not eating into your, actual study time, am I? Good. You realize that comes first. Whatever hocus pocus bullshit we're dealing here can always take second place to your studies. I do not sound like your mom. Just concern for your education. It's what you came here to do. Yes, I know everything changed when you became a vampire, but still, you're gonna save the world one day with your green policies and not taking a shit from stuck-up southerners. I just don't want you to shift your focus too far away from what's really important, okay? Yeah, I care about you, kid. And I want you to have every success, so don't push too much time into this, okay? I know your baking is going to be amazing. Saving the world now or later doesn't mean much when there isn't a world left in the future. I know you're going to go places, in whatever you choose to do. I believe in you that much. And I'm going to be here, supporting you every step of the way. That's enough being sentimental. Alright, I'll see you next week. Hopefully, you get what you need from the farmer's market. Let me know if all else fails. I'm sure you can find something from the outskirts of town. Right. Good luck. Be careful, and I'll see you soon.